Morgan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me and for tuning into today's video, because it's all about private labeling. I get the question a lot, should you use private labeling to start your wholesale boutique business, or when you're starting a swimwear brand or starting a new brand, should you do private labeling? I have a couple of responses to that question, but first let's answer what is private labeling. So if you were thinking about private labeling, basically the whole idea of private labeling is to make your wholesale products have your own clothing labels attached to it. And what I mean by the clothing labels is the garment tags that go on the inside of your garments, meaning like the size, what it says on the size, your brand name, things like that. Even your hang tags can go into private labeling. All of those packaging items that you would need for like promotional use, that's what private labeling is. So when you do private labeling for your wholesale business, what you will be doing is removing the wholesale company's name from the tags. If they provide the tags, I'll get into that, but removing the clothing company that you purchased from and adding your own business, meaning whatever your brand is, you will have all of your brand name across the tagging, the promotional items and things like that. So that's what private labeling is, but should you do it for your business? There are pros and cons to doing private labeling. Okay, I have not personally used private labeling for my company, and that's because I don't purchase a lot of wholesale. I've only actually purchased wholesale once, and that was for the startup of my company, so I could have a fuller website and have my customers have an opportunity to shop more pieces. So I did order 3 wholesale pieces, but I did not bother with the private labeling because I knew that was not the avenue that I was going to be taking in the long road, and I still have not. So if you have a new brand and you want your brand name in the clothing tags from the wholesale pieces, then yes, obviously you will want to do private labeling. However, if this is something that you are going to be using like all the time, like buying wholesale all the time, then this is something that is probably going to be a real full-time business. Then yes, I would suggest you use private labeling. But is it necessary? Absolutely not, because if you have pieces, especially when you're buying pieces that are trendy in the wholesale market, and you are starting a boutique online or starting a swimwear business online, and you're going to end up buying like similar pieces to other brands, everyone's already going to know that it's wholesale. So do you need to spend your money on it? No. Is it a smart marketing move? Yes, because if your brand is attached to your labels, then 9 times out of 10, when someone asks, oh my God, what are you wearing? Your customer is going to say, oh, this is from such and such boutique. They're on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. And so you will be well branded. And that is a big, big deal, especially for marketing purposes. Your tag will be inside of your garments. If you want to take pictures of your garments or do full reviews of your garments, your tag will be in there. But it's not necessary if you are going to end up doing the whole cut and sew route later down the line, which is creating your own pieces from scratch. Okay, now the next side of private labeling, as far as like a con to private labeling, is a lot of people do this automatically. All you do, people are buying wholesale, they just take the tags out themselves with like a seam ripper. They take the tags out themselves and they put their own tag in there. Okay, so I'm not telling you to do that, but I know people that has done that, because that's just the easier approach or easier route instead of having to go through a company. So another thing about private labeling is, can you do this in-house? Absolutely. If you're buying wholesale and you plan on buying bulk and you know that you're going to be private labeling, you can actually ask the person that you're buying from, which is the company that you're purchasing your wholesale items from, you can ask them if they do private labeling. Most companies do offer private labeling when it comes to wholesale, because that's just an extended service to their business. There's sometimes a minimum, well, not sometimes, there's always going to be a minimum order or a minimum quantity that you have to order in order to get that private labeling anyway. Typically, from what I have been doing my own research on and talking to different wholesale companies, usually the minimum is in between 60 pieces to 120 pieces. And that's for companies that are in like that LA fashion district area. It's usually 60 to 120 pieces minimum that you have to order in order for them to even consider doing private labeling. There are some companies that you need to do like way larger amounts, but again, you would have to ask each individual company, and they will start the process. Now, their process usually ends up happening in the course of maybe 2 to 3 weeks before they give you a sample of your item. You can talk to them again. I'm encouraging you to talk to the individual wholesalers and get a full review of their process, because the companies that I've called, and I called over 10 of them, and the companies that I've called, they do offer private labeling. They do offer in between 60 and 120 minimum to even start that process. And they some of them do them in-house, which is directly in Los Angeles, and some of them outsource it, and the outsourcing is usually in China. So they'll have their wholesale company here in Los Angeles, but they also have a manufacturing company in China, and they just do that whole process like that because it's very easy. The clothes are coming from China anyway, so they'll just be ordering from their factory in China, handling your private labeling, and then shipping it out to you once it's done. For your sample item though, for you to go in to make the corrections, you need to have a date and time for them to show you like the full thing, how it's gonna look on your garments before you actually fully go into production, because it's just smarter on you, and you don't want to leave everything in someone else's hands. You want to make sure that you are approving everything every single step of the way. So that's another option, is to get it done in-house. The next option, if you don't want to go directly through your wholesale company that you're purchasing from, you can always get these tags and things made privately somewhere else with another company that you can research. All you have to do is go on Google and type in like hang tags, type in private labeling tags, anything like that, clothing labels, type in those type of words, and you should get companies that are, first you're going to get the local companies which are closer to you, and then you're going to get the companies that are online that if they're not local and they're close to you, you can reach out to those companies. When this happens, you can get all of this stuff made, the garment tags, you can get the hang tags, your packaging, whatever it is, and then when you order the items wholesale, you can say, okay, I want to do private labeling, but I already have all of my hang tags and everything like that for all of the quantities that I ordered through you guys. Can you still do it? They're going to say yes. You're going to send them all of your packaging items, which is your hang tags and your clothing tags and stuff like that. You're going to send it to them, and they're still going to complete the process for you, but you will cut the cost, because the cost of them making your tags and everything will be cut out because you can get them made somewhere else. And that's another option. So you have the in-house option, and then you have the option to do it yourself, which is make the tags, get the tags made with a different company to save a little bit of money, and then take all of those items to your wholesaler, and they're going to take it to their manufacturer and get all of your tags sewn in. The last option that you would have is to legit do it yourself. You can ask your wholesalers, do they have the option to remove all the tags? Can you get everything already tagless? Sometimes that answer is going to be no. Actually, it's going to be no a lot, because they have their company already in there before they even start selling it to you. So if they offer you an option to where they can have all of your pieces shipped tagless, then that will save you a lot of money. Again, a lot of them don't do this, but it is an option to ask. And then you can have your tags and everything made through whatever company that you want, and you can put them in yourself if you have a sewing machine, or you could take it to your local seamstress and have them sew it in at a price. And also that will work out because you can end up ordering lower quantities. You don't have to have a quantity, like an amount that you strictly have to order to do private labeling. You can probably start off small and just order like 2 packs of something to see if it's gonna sell, and then you can have your tags ready for your seamstress or for yourself to sew in, and that way you don't have to deal with large orders when you're just starting off. So that is private labeling. Now, as far as me, how I do business, do I recommend doing private labeling? Absolutely not in the beginning. I don't recommend it, only because you don't know if you can sell items yet. You don't know what's going to sell. You don't know what's going to be great for you and your boutique. So I would say don't private label until you are at least 6 months into business and you understand how your business is running. You understand your customer a lot more. You understand the ins and out of your business, how much product you're moving at a time, because you don't want to waste your money in the beginning. You actually want to make money in the beginning. So should you worry about private labeling, that should be the last thing on your mind. If you are scaling your business at a very fast rate and your business is kind of just booming and it's taking off, and you know that you're going to constantly be buying and buying and buying and buying and buying, and you actually want to brand your wholesale business as a personal brand, as like more like upscale type boutique or upscale swimwear brand, then yes, go ahead, do the private labeling. But again, if you're going to be going that route, most likely you are leaning towards cut and sew. So if you're leaning towards that, that is going to be taken care of through your manufacturer anyway. So I don't think it's necessary that you need to do private labeling when you're just starting off, because you are definitely going to be wasting your money on something that is not important, because people don't care about your tags when you are starting off as a new brand, a new boutique, a new swimwear brand. They don't care. Okay, so that is it, you guys. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you're not missing out on any of my future uploads. I am trying to upload consistently all of August, every single day. We haven't missed a day yet. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys on my next one.